everyone, it's Debbie from healingfrombpd.org and dbtpath.net. So I'm here with a video on the topic of emotional intensity when you are an emotionally sensitive person, and to also invite all of you who are interested in this topic to a free webinar that I'll be doing this summer on Google Hangouts, and I'll give you information on how to get signed up for that toward the end of the video. For those of us who have borderline personality disorder or borderline traits or consider ourselves to be emotionally sensitive people, what other people who don't have these types of things in their history or in their present typically don't understand, and which can be difficult for us to express and really convey the intensity of it, is that we tend to experience our emotions 100 billion times more intensely than someone who does not have this in their personality, right? So if you get sad over something, let's say it's just something really random and the average person would get sad over it. Perhaps if you have emotional sensitivity, you would feel extremely sad and even distraught and completely dysregulated. It might take you days to get over something that may take somebody else hours to get over. And then they might not understand. Why are you still stuck there? You know, why can't you move on? It's over with, it's done with, or it's not that big of a deal. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? And it's because we experience things so much more intensely. And unless someone has actually been through that, they really don't understand what that means. You know, Dr. Marsha Linehan, who created DBT, likens those with borderline personality disorder to third-degree emotional burn victims who have burns all over their body. And that's just like the slightest little touch or trigger can really activate the pain and the intense emotions. So I think a lot of you out there who follow this channel can relate to that. And I have a little example. Most of you know I'm in recovery from BPD, but I still have borderline traits. And I'm still a very emotionally sensitive person. It's just that now that I practice DBT and actually teach it, so I'm really, really practicing all the time, I'm able to much better handle things that in the past would have completely derailed me, dysregulated me, and caused me to sabotage left and right. But fortunately, I'm not in that place anymore, as I said. So I had a relative visit from the East Coast, and she just left yesterday. And I miss her dearly. We spent pretty much every moment together while she was here. We had a lot of fun. This is someone I haven't seen in years, but we talk on the phone all the time. We text, you know, we're emailing. But I hadn't actually physically spent time with her in like 3 years, so it had been a long time. And so when she left yesterday is when it really hit me. So I didn't really get emotional, and I felt pretty good, except for some anxiety the first night, just because, you know, it's just weird when I don't know if you're like me, but when your routine gets shaken up, even if it's a good thing, it can feel kind of weird and anxiety provoking. So I had that for sure. But then it was pretty good, like the whole time that she was here. And I just had fun, stayed in the moment, used radical acceptance. I basically had to use DBT to help, especially toward like the last couple of days that she was here. And in DBT, one of the skills is to be unmindful of worries, which means that in this example, you know, we would start to say things to each other like, oh, there's only 2 days left. Oh, there's only 36 hours left only. And so I said, you know, in DBT, we practice being unmindful of worries. So if there's something positive going on in the moment, rather than thinking ahead to when that positive experience is going to end, we focus on being right here in the now. This person is with me now. What's coming in through my 5 senses now? How can I appreciate and enjoy this moment? So that when they are gone, you know, back home or, you know, taking off, we're not sitting there regretting having wasted the actual time that they were physically there, worrying about the future of when they wouldn't be there. And so I practiced that a lot. She had to go in through security, and that was it. Once she was passed through security, there was no like talking her into coming back or, you know, anything like that. And so, you know, I had to radically accept she was behind security. I had to radically accept when she was on the plane. I had to radically accept as I was watching on the Flight View app, the whole flight, how far she was again. And, you know, By radically accept, I meant just accepting that that's the way it is, that that's the truth of the matter. And even though it's painful, I accept that that is what it is. Because sometimes I think when painful emotions come up, there's a tendency, if we're really sensitive, to go into denial or into anger or to try to, soothe ourselves in sabotaging ways. So I really wanted to be mindful of that and be really present with the fact that it is painful to accept the reality that she had to leave and that she was gone back home. But it would have been significantly more painful, I believe, had I not accepted that reality and fought it and so on. Also, I've cried a lot since she's been gone. And I was at first trying to stop myself from that. And then I realized it's really natural and normal, no matter whether you have mental health issues or not, in the circumstances, to cry and feel sad that someone was leaving again. So lots of self-compassion. And I want to encourage you guys to do this as well. Take a look at your situations. If you have BPD traits, if you're borderline personality disorder diagnosed, if you're emotionally sensitive, whatever it may be, if you experience your emotions much more intensely, cut yourself some slack, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, be extra kind to yourself. I tweeted on @DBTPath today the salad that I had at a restaurant today. I treated myself to something nice because I was feeling a little under the weather emotionally. Not too bad, but missing her and still tearful and, sad. So I treated myself to a nice sit-down lunch, to which a friend ended up joining me. Surprisingly, I didn't know it was going to be a solo lunch. What else did I do? I got out of the house and away from the computer for a while so I didn't fall back right into the trap before my staycation of just constantly being on the computer. I needed to take a mental health break from that as well. So take care of yourself. Don't feel like you have to keep pushing yourself. If it's difficult because other people really don't understand, just try to have compassion for them in their misunderstanding of your experience, and maybe show them videos like this or something that will allow them to see that you're not just making it up or being dramatic. You really actually are feeling things more intensely. And at the same time, be sure to take really good care of yourself. Now, that all being said, I want to tell you about a couple of things. The first is that I have a class starting next week, or several classes starting next week, online classes, DBT. These are the skills that changed my life and allow me to be here talking to you the way I am right now and getting through situations in the way that I described. I'm able to get through them now. So that's dbtpath.net. Click on the classes tab and you'll see the classes that are starting. And I invite you to come and study with me and learn these skills. It's a very intimate setting online where you're asking me questions and I'm speaking audibly like this. There's a presentation on the screen. You're able to ask me questions audibly or type them into a chat box. And you can learn these skills that have changed my life from a peer in recovery perspective, which if you ever have a chance to look at the reviews or talk to students who've taken classes, they will most likely tell you what a difference it is to be taught in that type of environment. So check that out. And then also at dbtpath.net, under the contact tab, you'll see a little opportunity to sign up for my email list. And when you do that, you will be on the list to get information for the free webinar that I'm doing for emotionally sensitive people this summer. Yeah, for the emotionally sensitive people. So you can sign up for that, and that's going to be a password protected event that the invitation will only be sent out to people who sign up for the mailing list. So hop on over to dbtpath.net, check out the classes and the contact tab to sign up over there. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, wanted to let you know that on healingfrombpd.org, there will be an update to Britton Ash's post that she was doing on peer support. So in the next week or two, look for that next piece in that series. And I will see you guys on Twitter and all of the other social media platforms. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.